if I wasn't doing everything, I felt like then what would I point to? Like, why am I here? If someone asked, why are you here? I could say, well, because I do this. I do everything. And then they'd have to say like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so to give some of that away feels scary because it feels like you're opening yourself up to being devalued. You know, those first few episodes, I'm silent. I don't know when or if I'm supposed to talk. It's uncomfortable. Dax was very much like he had his notes and he was very stuck on them at first. And he quickly was like, oh, this is too rigid. I need to have this here as a just in case, but the goal is to not use it at all, which is what ends up happening now all the time. Yeah, for me, the major growth, for one, has been growing into the producerial element, which again, I was sort of just figuring out. And I don't know, you just like, it's like trial and error. You try this method, it works here, and you try that again. And I don't know, it's hard to explain the details of it. But that's not the part that I have grown or I feel personal growth in. I feel like for me, confidence has changed everything. As we've done this, I've gained more confidence. And as the show has gotten bigger, people know me now, which helps because at first when we'd have people in, they didn't know me, they knew Dax. And so there was a little bit of like, who's this person? And we didn't really, to be fair, I definitely didn't do a good job of like, hey, I'm Monica. I'm the co-host. I'm here too, you know?
Yeah.
So it was just, that was a lesson because that feels scary to do, but it's really important to just like, it was really important. And so anyway, I feel that my confidence has changed the way I just am in the room. I feel fine not talking now. And I also feel fine saying, hey, 1 second, so that I can say something. Like I've grown into knowing how to balance because he's the main interviewer. He is. I'm there we're not like equals coming in. As far as we're not equals coming in as far as our like duties there in the actual interview. So I know that but I know my value now. And so I know that it's important for me to say things when it's adding a different lens that might not be represented.
Well, one, I think producing is opaque. And what I have gleaned is producing it means that you do everything.
You do everything.
And it is such a specific skill set.
Mm-hmm.
It takes an attention to detail that most people do not possess, but also an ability to zoom out and see things holistically.
Yes.
And you are controlling every aspect of everything. I think one of the pieces of like professional growth that I have observed, and I mean, I'd love to hear you speak to this, but it's like, we share this. I like to control things,
mm-hmm.
to give up control. I'm happy to do it, but I have to have a level of trust in someone.
Yeah.
And I'd like to give it to someone that's going to do it better than I'm going to do it.
Yes.
And so, you know, an example would be, we have a creative director now who you are the expert. Like, if you think it's great, it's great. This is such a relief that I don't have to have, and
your ego is fine with it.
100%.
Yeah, that's great.
And she's proven herself and earned my trust, but like, it's like giving away pieces of the business over time.
Yeah.
So, can you sort of speak to what that has looked like? Because you've had to scale this inevitably. I would imagine you've had to give up pieces that you were controlling initially.
Yes. We've added more members to the team, which took way too long because I am extremely controlling. I still do think I control too much. Like there's still more to give away that I find impossible to do. But I've definitely gotten better at it. And because I've loosened my grip a little bit. And I think that also has to do with confidence. I think at first if I wasn't doing everything, I felt like then what would I point to? Like, why am I here? And what, and so it was like, if someone asked, why are you here? I could say, well, because I do this, 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 this. I do everything. And then they'd have to say like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
And so to give some of that away feels scary because it feels like you're opening yourself up to being devalued. But I now know in a way that no one can really take from me what I do bring to the table. So that's helped a lot.